there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampingup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video features the Fragrant Flowers stamp set and coordinating dies. Now these are featured in the new Stampin' Up mini catalogue on page 21. There's the set right there, Fragrant Flowers Bundle. So it has this fabulous stamp set and coordinating dies which cut out this beautiful floral image. That's the catalogue right there. Runs through to the end of April 2023, and this is an absolutely beautiful floral image. If you're just looking for one floral stamp set in this catalogue season, then this is definitely one you would want to be considering, I think. So I'm going to show you how I made this card. It's really easy, and I've gone for a really soft look with this one. There's so much you can do with this beautiful stamp set. So let me show you how I made it. So the supplies you'll need, well, the supplies I've used is a piece of smoky slate cardstock, just cut and folded in half, another piece of petal pink for the backing, and then another piece of smoky slate which I've gone ahead and dry embossed using the brick and mortar embossing folder. So that's already done ahead of time. And the next thing we're going to do is this beautiful flower image here. Now because this is a really big stamp, here it is right here, I'm going to use the Stamparatus because I know I'm going to get a really good image, and if I need to put a little bit more of the color down, I know that this is going to work. So I'm just going to place my stamp on the plate there. I'm not too worried about where it's positioned because I've got plenty of thick whisper white paper right there. Just make sure that my video is, yes, correctly in the screen. Right, so I'm actually not going to use, bring it over a bit, I'm not going to use ink. I'm actually going to use Stampin' Blend, not Stampin' Blends, my Stampin' Right markers. Here they are here. I don't often use these, but I wanted to get 3 different colours. So I've gone with Petal Pink, Mossy Meadow, and that is Blackberry Bliss, a colour I don't use very often. So what I'm going to do is just start with the Petal Pink, and I'm just going to colour in all over that large flowers, all the way over there. Now I'm not too worried if I go sort of over the edges or into a little bit of the leaf, because it doesn't matter, you know. Some of it will be covered with stamping anyway. So the good thing about using the Stamparatus is if we don't get quite enough ink down using the blend, I can pick a little bit up from the stamp pad. So I'm going to bring in, this is the Blackberry Bliss. I don't think I've ever used, I'm pretty sure I've hardly ever used this Stampin' Right marker. I don't use my Stampin' Right markers as much as I used to since I got my blends, but blends obviously won't work on this. But yeah, this is going to look quite cute actually. And the more ink you put down, obviously there's more colour. And then with the Mossy Meadow, where did Mossy Meadow go? There it is. There's a brush tip here, obviously, and what's good about it is that because I'm using the Stamparatus, I'll be able to come back over any bits that I may have missed. So all I'm doing is putting ink with my Stampin' Right marker directly onto the rubber stamp. And I feel like I've probably missed a little bit of this one, so I'll come back around here. Okay, let's see how that goes. Pop that over, press down, quite firm because I want to transfer as much as I can. And there you go. See, it's not quite as much ink through there as I would have liked, just sort of in this little bit in here. So I'm just going to go back with my Stampin' White marker, and I'm just gonna make sure I've got that. Yeah, it's this bit in here, just in here, I think is where it is. In fairness, I'm going to be covering a bit of that over anyway with the sentiment, but that's okay. So just come down here and see what happens. I've still got a bit of a gap there, haven't I? Let me see. What am I missing? It's in this area in here, isn't it? A bit more down there. Doesn't hurt to go a bit darker with it, I suppose. Still not quite where we want it, is it? It's, you know why? Because I'm getting the wrong bit. This is reversed when I put it down. Let's see if this goes a little bit better. Yeah, that's much better. Now, just to show you, if I bring in the Petal Pink ink, which stamp pad I should say, which is around here. Right. I'll take a little bit of ink off there, and perhaps let's go a bit darker in the middle. So I'm taking it straight from the ink pad into the middle, and then we just see what happens. Yeah, so it's quite dark now. It's gone quite dark. The other thing that's going to work perfect is sponge daubers, and that is actually what I wanted to use with my sponge daubers, but for the life of me I cannot find where I've put my sponge daubers, so no sponge daubing. So that's actually come out quite a lot brighter than my original one, which is actually quite a lot paler. I really like that, that's pretty. So the next thing we're going to do is cut that out using that great big die, or going to die cut it. So here's the dies. So this fits beautifully right there. So I'm just going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine now and run that through. Okay, there's our image, beautifully die cut. Yeah, I like those three colors together. So on the back of on my dry embossing, you may see there's a few little flecks of color. I hope that the camera's picking them up. Get a bit closer, might be a bit better. Hope you can see them. And to do that, I just used my Stampin' Right marker on this piece here, and getting everything out of the way, using the Blackberry Bliss with the thick tip, the wide tip, the brush tip I should say. I'm just doing this. So I know you've seen me do this many times, but that's just to give that little bit of depth at the back. So, and there you have it. So just make sure you've got a relatively clean workspace, that you don't want to get little flecks of Blackberry Bliss on. All right, now to save time, I went ahead and stamped the hello and hello friend. Now there's a beautiful die image in here which will cut out that one right there. And I have not used my Blackberry Bliss stamp set for so long. I did have to stamp a few times to get the colour as I'd wanted it. So this is going to go directly onto there. No fuss, no stress. Just I'm not going to get fussy about putting anything underneath it. I'm just going straight with some dimensionals straight onto here, and give it that nice bit of height. Our dimensionals. Oops. Okay, so I'm going on a slight angle. Here we are. Yeah, our hello sentiment's going to go just around about there. But I'm just going to pop a piece of ribbon. Now this is actually grey granite, not smoky slate, but I like the contrast in the two colours. Now I know that, here it is. I thought it was going to make a fibber of me. Bit big. Just trying to get that so it's not quite so big on there. About there should work. So that will go there, then our sentiment will come just over the top to cover it over a little bit so you don't see all of that there. So let's pop down some, what do we adhere that with? Let's put a dimensional on the top to keep it together. And a touch of Tombow. Hold that down there for a minute, and while that's drying I'll just go and pop a couple of dimensionals on the back of this one, back of the sentiment I should say, using my opposite hand to take those off while it's drying. Multitasking stamping. Sure that's straight. Yep. Let's just trim that ribbon. And the little Hello Friend, which I'm going to pop on using a glue dot. I do think that this is going to be a really, really popular stamp set. Now I've put a link to these products in the description bar below, so if you click on them you'll be taken directly to my Stampin' Up store. Oops. There we go, Hello Friend. And let's pop it on the back of our petal pink, just giving it a narrow border. Okay, onto there. Yeah, and then straight onto the card base. Not to forget, I have put some of the pearl embellishments on as well, just on there, so we'll grab them in just a moment. Oops, goes the Tombow. Right. And there you have it. Pretty easy card to put together using your Stampin' Right markers as an alternative to the ink pad, with just to get a different, different color. This is such a great it's such a great image that, gosh, it works for a variety of mediums. Let's put our little pearls on there, and like I've said, I've popped a link in the description bar below for the products that I've used, so if you click on them you'll go directly to my Stampin' Up store. And if you live in New Zealand and you don't currently have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I'd be happy to send this brochure out to you. While we have our, during January and February, we have our celebration promotion. So for every $110 that you spend with Stampin' Up on through any of our products, you can go in to select a free item from our celebration brochure. And this is the celebration brochure right here. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, stampingmary, MERRY @gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.